My name is Deb Clapp, and I am the co-owner and head mead wench here at the 1634 Meadery in beautiful Ipswich, Massachusetts. We would like to thank Fedex for the opportunity to be competing in the Small Business Grant Competition this year for 2018. And we also want to tell you a little bit about our company, our passion for mead, and our passion for tourism and history.
Hi, I'm Dan. I'm the chief cook and bottle washer here at the 1634 Meadery. I discovered mead on a trip to Denmark about 14 years ago. I was over there on a genealogy trip investigating one branch of the family, and I picked up a bottle of mead to bring home to my wife as a souvenir. The mead was tasted at a dinner party a while later after it had sat in our liquor cabinet for a while. And everybody who tried it said, "Wow, this stuff's pretty good." So it piqued my interest. I researched it a bit and saw that it was a fermented beverage made with honey, and I said, "It's fermented. Well, I'm a beer brewer. I ferment things, so I can make mead as well." So about 5 years ago, I started making some pretty good mead, according to my friends, and was looking at nationwide trends in mead making, and saw that there was an uptick in the interest, mostly from TV shows and Harry Potter and that type of thing, that had mead incorporated in it, and started thinking about possibly opening up a meadery as a second career.
And quite frankly, our kitchen was way too full of carboys and meat ingredients and fermenting buckets and hoses and bottles. I said, "Get out."
So we kind of teamed up and started thinking about this seriously enough, and finally saw a place for rent that seemed like a perfect starting place for a small meadery in Ipswich, Massachusetts. And we made the jump. We held hands and jumped over the cliff together, and here we are now 3 years later with a very successful business for where we started out at. When we moved to Ipswich, we really discovered a unique, wonderful town that was full of history dating back to the early colonies of America. It had a lot of family history in the area as well. And that really influenced the design of our meadery, from the bottle to the labels and the whole decor of the tasting room. So my first bottle of mead, which I got back in Denmark, was a nice heavy-duty ceramic bottle, and we wanted this to be part of the character of our bottle. So we chose a apothecary type bottle that had a old-looking label on it and a wax top, and this really kind of felt like something that you might pull off the shelf of a store back in the 1850s or 1880s. And so on each one of the meads we may have a unique story that goes along with it. And that story reflects some either family history or surrounding area history that we want to present to the customer. For instance, we have one mead that is named Bewitched. This one has a story about a relative of mine, Elizabeth Howe, who was hung as one of the accused witches during the Salem witchcraft trials. And you can read all about that on the back of the label. We put down a story and tell a good tale that might pique the interest of the consumer.
So besides Dan's love of learning anything, no matter if it's putting in a bar, installing lighting, making mead, making labels, designing labels himself, the other thing that we really care about is going local, supporting local. So in our town, we'll go to eat locally, we'll shop locally, and the other thing we think it's important is to know your farmers and know your beekeepers. So most of our ingredients, I would say about 99% of them, are locally sourced from usually just Maine or Massachusetts, but some things are throughout New England, and we think that this will provide a much better mead. Going that local extra mile, it's great to know. So Dan, this morning, for example, went and picked up 200 pounds of strawberries from a farm about 30 minutes north of us. And again, we know the farmer really well. We'll be using the locally sourced North Shore wildflower honey today. And again, that I think is going to make a better product.
So one thing we are concerned about is that we can't keep up with demand. We have a lot of customers that really like the mead, and they seem to want to learn about more mead and have more flavor and stuff like that. What the heck's going on? Hey, oh my goodness. Oh no, another mob.
We want more!